G'day, Josh here with an overview of the Elevate program. I'm just going to read off the information panel here. Play one Elevate event to earn 70 overall Russell Westbrook and Blake Griffin. That is what I'm about to do. As soon as I finish reading this, level up Westbrook and Griffin by earning tokens from events and the store. Elevate events cycle throughout the week. And it does say if we hit continue, Elevate events unlock on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and then there's the rewind events on the Sundays. So let's jump straight in and play our very first event here. So we will get a first win pack as well as the regular pack for grinding this one. I probably should have checked out that 82 overall stats. We can come back in and do that in a second. So let's take a look at what this live event looks like. This one is a very simple dunk event using Russell Westbrook. He's 82 overall, sorry. It's not a dunk event. It's a mixed shooting event. So we start with the dunk, we go to a mid-range, and then we finish off with a three. I hit all of those, no worries at all. So with a little bit of luck, I believe that I earned myself the 70 overall version of both of these cards by finishing that first event. And so here is our first win prize, and this is what we'll be getting by grinding the event. So we get ourselves a gold training token there. The first win pack, I'm hoping this is an elite, but it might just be a gold as well. I'm not entirely sure. It is a gold as well. We just get ourselves an extra gold, and then we unlock our 70 overall edition of the players, which you can then chuck into the lineup. Here is the 70 overall Westbrook. There is an overview of his primary stats, and if we jump into his secondary stats there, nothing spectacular as he's only rated at a 70 overall, but obviously as you train him up, he'll get better and better. And the Blake Griffin, same sort of thing, nothing spectacular with any of his stats there. Nothing that jumps out to me at all at this stage, but obviously training him, leveling him up will improve all of those stats. Here is the link to the store. I have actually purchased the Kickstart Pack, so I'll be able to jump in and train him up, train both of these guys up a little bit ideally, but this is what you get for 500 cash. You earn yourself an elite training token, 6 gold training tokens, 3 gold players, and you do have the chance of earning 82 overall Elevate elites. I'm not sure what they are outside of the 2 in terms of Griffin and Westbrook. Whether there's any others, I have no idea. Let's just jump back to NBA Today real quick so we can actually have a look at the stats of the 82 Russell Westbrook. So here is his primary stats here, and that card art looks really nice too. 80 inside shooting and 80 athleticism are clearly the notable ones. 84 speed, so he's quite fast. 85 inside paint shot, 84 dunking, 86 scoring with contact. So it's pretty nice in terms of scoring inside. Let us now go to my team, and we'll just start at the bench at this point. Sub in Westbrook on the bench there. And Griffin is the one that I really want to train up, as Griffin, I'm in desperate need of an elite power forward. So we'll chuck in Griffin here as well. I'm going to switch across to train players, and let's see what we can do here. So the training points start out, it's 100 training points to the first level. That's nice and easy. We'll hit apply training, 100 coins. That's not too expensive. I'm assuming it will get a little bit more expensive. We'll find out. So then this should be theoretically a couple of levels now. So the next level is 200. That also costs 100 coins. Just a nominal amount of coins perhaps, which is fine. And then we're approaching, so this now should be enough to get us level 4, and it is. Another 100 coins. I'm glad that coin cost doesn't increase actually. So we get to level up. Oh, it does increase. Actually, now we're up to 500 coins. That's still pretty manageable. And we go another 400. So that's interesting. The elite tokens are worth 500. Oh no, here we go. Now the cost has gone up to 600. So it doesn't look like it's a linear increase. It seems every couple of levels it goes up a little bit, but we're certainly increasing this Griffin quite substantially. I'm assuming we'll get him to about a 78 by the time we're all said and done. So let's see how we go with that. Apply training there. So we get him to just over 78 overall. What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to pop, that's annoying that it's still showing me that. I know that, I just did all that training. I'm going to put Williams back there, and I'm going to compare I'm going to compare my Griffin to Julius Randle. We'll use the secondary stats here. So even though he's 1 overall lower, he seems to be pretty much all around better. There's a couple of stats in the red there, but they're all pretty close. There's definitely a lot more green than there is red, so let's sub him in there. Now let's go back out and let's do the same with Westbrook and see what he looks like when he's trained up to a 78 overall. So we flip across to train player. Let's jump in and do all of these as well. It's going to be the exact same thing as we just saw for Griffin. So we have 100 training points first up, then 200 for the next level. Then I believe level 3 is 400, that's right. Was it then 400 again? It is. And then I think it jumps to 600. No, it stays 400 for a third time in a row. Then it jumps up to 600. And then I think it starts increasing a little bit more each time. So then we go, what do we have next? No, it's 600 still. So it must get to a point where it just doubles to 1200. Did we have an 800 in between? I can't remember. No, there it is, 1200. So it just goes all the way to 1200. Apply training. The cost does go up a little bit at that point as well. 3,000 coins. That's fine. It's still much cheaper than it was to train Embiid, Master Embiid, before he got sorted out. Now let's compare him to Gordon as I sub Gordon back in. So he's definitely got better ratings than Gordon. And let's also compare him to Simmons and see how he stacks up here. So probably a better offensive card, but not quite as good defensively because we've got lots of greens on the left, not many greens on the right. So at this point, I'll just keep him on my bench, but I will grind that event a little bit more. Actually, what I might do is I might just run through it a couple more times and see if we're just getting gold tokens. My guess is that you're almost always going to be getting gold tokens, maybe with the rare chance of pulling an elite token. But let's jump in and find out exactly what we're likely to pull. So we'll just run through the event. We'll do it a couple more times. I saved up enough stamina that I could start grinding this as soon as it dropped. And luckily this drill doesn't take too long to repeat. Westbrook is hitting all of those shots, which is really nice. Let's hit play again on that. We might do it 2 more times. I am aware that just doing this over and over again would make for pretty boring content. And I'm not sure if any of the 82 elites will be up in the store yet. If they are auctionable, the ones you can pull from the pack. But I will also just jump into the auction house, not store. Got to make sure I'm using the right terminology. I will jump across into the auction house and just see if any have been listed. So one final time, then we'll rip through the 3 packs to see what we get, whether it's just gold training tokens, whether it's random, whether we get Westbrook and or Griffin, or they're just all Westbrook tokens. Although I think we got one of each. The first win, I'm trying to remember, I think I got one of each, so it might be random. All right, let's hit continue here. Let's see who we get. So I'm assuming it's just going to be completely random based on what we got for the first win. The first win, I think we got a Griffin, and then in the first win pack, we got a Westbrook. There's a Westbrook that time around. This time around, we get another Westbrook. I still think it's 50-50 because I'm pretty sure we pulled a Griffin token from the first win. There's a Westbrook again. So we're going to need a few more of those. If I go to my team, you'll see that I'm still a little bit away. Sub him back in here and go across to train player. I'm still a little bit away from the next level, so I'll need to grind out that event quite a bit more. If I apply those, I still need another 1100 training points, so that's at least another 11 repetitions of that event if I only pull Westbrook tokens. But now let's go to the auction house and just see if there are any of the 82 overall Elevate Elites listed. Is there a program for them? No. So we'll just see what comes up under 82 overall elites. Obviously, we're going to have to scroll across to the right as they will only have just been listed if any have been pulled and listed. I'd be surprised if any were up at this stage, but you never know. You never know. Doesn't look like it. If we look for the 4-hour mark, that's usually when elites are posted. Yeah, that's where that Dwight Howard is. So I'll just keep scrolling across just in case someone listed it for more than 4 hours. In fact, that's the end. So none of the elites have been posted. Let me know any comments if you find out whether they are actually auctionable. Usually stuff you pull in store packs is auctionable, so I am guessing that those things are in fact auctionable. But that is essentially it. There is no sets for this program. This program is just to do with training or leveling up those elite players that you start off with, that Westbrook and that Griffin. Coin costs at this point are pretty low. So essentially this is just free content, which is fantastic. It's a good stamina sink. If you've got extra stamina and you want to level up free players, this is what I'd recommend using stamina on at this point in time until we see some additional content. Thanks for checking out the video, guys. If you enjoyed it and you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel.